Hi, I'm Katie Halcrow with Power Up Prep, and I'm super excited today to take you through some tips and strategies to help you power up your ACT. If this is your first time with us, first, welcome. Second, check out the link below. There, you're going to find the ACT questions and the note sheets that you can do along with these videos. All right, so let's get those materials together, and we're going to be ready to power up. Okay, so now that we've talked about grammar versus content questions, what I want to do is dive into a big topic for grammar questions, and that's what I call the big three. So the big three are separating full sentences, colons, and comma hugs. So what we're going to talk about first are separating full sentences. So I want you to think for a second, how do we separate full sentences? Okay, yeah, so one of the ways to separate full sentences is using a period. My daughter does this in kindergarten. So we say, I go to the store, period, I buy milk. And so we can separate these two full sentences using a period. Another way to separate two full sentences is with a semicolon. So a semicolon and a period are very, very similar. You separate two full sentences with them, but a semicolon you use because a semicolon kind of continues an idea, whereas a period is more of a hard stop. So I could say, I go to the store, semicolon, I buy bananas, because those two sentences are closely related, so I could use the semicolon in between them. The last way to separate two full sentences is using a comma with one of the fanboys. So fanboys are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So it spells out fanboys, right? Like the first letter of each. So you can remember them because of the fanboys, but it's for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So you can also separate two full sentences by doing a comma and then a fanboy. You can't do just a fanboy because that's not strong enough. And you can't do just a comma because that's also not strong enough. But the comma with the fanboy together are a superhero team that can get you two full sentences separated. So we can say, I go to the store, comma, and I buy bananas. So we can separate those two sentences with a period, with a semicolon, or with a comma fanboy. So if any of those are your answer choices, you want to try those first, because if you have two full sentences, then it's grammatically correct, and they can't give you more than one grammatically correct option on the test. So you pick it. You don't even have to try your other answer choices. So if you have a period, semicolon, or comma fanboy as an answer choice, you try it and you do have two full sentences. That's what you want and you're done. You don't even have to try another answer. Now, let's say you're not sure if something is a full sentence. Like, let's take the sentence, whenever the sun rises but the wind blows softly through the trees. So you're like, whenever the sun rises but the wind blows softly through the trees. Is that a full sentence? How do I know? Like, how do I check? Well, there's a trick for checking. It's called, is it true that? So how you check for full sentences is you put, is it true that, before the sentence you're checking to see if it's a question you can answer. For example, is it true that whenever the sun rises but the wind blows softly through the trees? Is it true that whenever the sun rises but the wind blows softly through the trees? Is that a question I can answer? No, I can't. So that isn't a full sentence. But let's say our sentence was, the sun rises and the wind blows softly through the trees. The sun rises and the wind blows softly through the trees. Is it true that the sun rises and the wind blows softly through the trees? Yeah, like that's a question I can answer, right? So putting, is it true that, before the sentence that you're checking to see if it's a full sentence can help you. So again, if you see period, semicolon, or comma fanboy as an answer choice, you try that answer choice first, because if it's grammatically correct, if you have two full sentences, one on each side, then you have to choose it as your answer, because the test can't give you more than one grammatically correct option on a grammar question. All right, you got it. Let's go on. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. We love to hear from you. Also, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of our curriculum or other tips and tricks that can help you power up your ACT.